The phone jangled, a jarring sound in the pre-dawn darkness. Jan Cornell fumbled for the receiver, her heart pounding with a mother's intuition. It was a parent's worst nightmare. Her daughter Robin and Robin's friend Lisa Story were missing. They had last been seen at a slumber party, their youthful laughter echoing in the quiet suburban home. Now, an eerie silence hung in the air, replaced by a chilling fear that seeped into the very foundation of their being. The house, once filled with the warmth of family, felt cold and empty. Jan's mind raced, replaying every detail of the previous day, searching for any clue, any sign that could lead her to her daughter. The hours that followed were a blur of frantic calls, desperate searches, and the crushing weight of uncertainty. As the sun rose, casting long shadows across the manicured lawns, a sense of dread settled over the community. Something was terribly wrong. The police descended upon the quiet neighborhood, their presence a stark reminder of the nightmare unfolding. Detectives swarmed the area, their faces grim as they interviewed neighbors and combed through the girls' belongings. Every lead seemed to evaporate into thin air, leaving investigators grasping at straws. Days turned into weeks, each one a torturous cycle of hope and despair. The families of the missing girls clung to each other, united by their shared grief and the desperate need for answers. The weight of the unknown pressed down on them, threatening to consume them entirely. The case, once a flurry of activity, began to grow cold. Leads dried up, witnesses proved unreliable, and the trail went cold. The families, their hopes dwindling with each passing day, refused to give up. They organized searches, distributed flyers, and pleaded for any information that could bring their girls home. Jan Cornell refused to let her daughter become just another statistic, another unsolved mystery. Driven by a mother's love and an unyielding determination, she became a tireless advocate for Robin and Lisa. She organized vigils, spoke at press conferences, and kept their story alive in the hearts and minds of the public. Years turned into decades, but Jan's resolve never wavered. She chased down every lead, no matter how insignificant it seemed, clinging to the belief that one day, justice would be served. She became a familiar face at the police station, her presence a constant reminder of the unsolved case that haunted the community. The detectives, though initially optimistic, had grown weary over the years. The case had taken its toll on them, the weight of the unsolved crime a heavy burden to bear. But Jan's unwavering faith in them, her refusal to let the case fade into obscurity, kept them going. As the years passed, forensic technology advanced at an unprecedented rate. What was once considered science fiction was now a reality, offering new hope to cold cases across the country. DNA analysis, a fledgling science at the time of Robin and Lisa's disappearance, had become a powerful tool in the fight for justice. Investigators, armed with this new technology, revisited the evidence collected decades earlier, hoping for a breakthrough. The tiniest trace of genetic material, once overlooked, could now unlock the secrets of the past. The families of Robin and Lisa, their hopes rekindled by these advancements, prayed that this new technology would finally bring them the answers they so desperately craved. The investigators, reinvigorated by the possibility of closure, pored over the evidence with renewed fervor, determined to not let this opportunity slip through their fingers. Section 5 DNA, the silent witness. The evidence, carefully preserved for decades, held the key to unlocking the mystery. A partial DNA profile extracted from the crime scene was entered into the national database. The wait was agonizing. Each passing day an eternity for the families desperate for answers. Then, a match. The DNA belonged to Joseph Zieler, a man with a history of violence against women. The news sent shockwaves through the community and ignited a firestorm of emotions. Relief, anger, and a profound sense of sadness washed over the families of Robin and Lisa. After years of living in limbo, they finally had a name, a face to attach to their unimaginable loss. The investigators, their years of tireless work finally bearing fruit, wasted no time in tracking down Zieler. He was living a seemingly normal life, the horrific crime he committed buried deep in his past. But the past had a way of catching up. Section 6. A breakthrough in the case. The arrest of Joseph Zieler sent shockwaves through the community. The man who had lived among them, hiding in plain sight, was now exposed as a monster. The news spread like wildfire, bringing a mix of relief and disbelief. For Jan Cornell, it was a bittersweet victory. The man who had robbed her of her daughter was finally behind bars, but it wouldn't bring Robin back. The pain of her loss remained, a constant ache in her heart. The years had not dulled the sharp edges of her grief, but the knowledge that her daughter's killer would finally face justice brought a sense of closure. The community, once terrorized by the unsolved murders, breathed a collective sigh of relief. The boogeyman had been unmasked, his reign of terror brought to an end, but the scars of his crimes ran deep, a reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most idyllic town. Section 7. Justice delayed, but not denied. The trial of Joseph Zieler was a media spectacle. The courtroom was packed with reporters, curious onlookers, and the families of Robin and Lisa, their faces etched with a mixture of anticipation and dread. The prosecution presented a compelling case, weaving together decades-old evidence with new DNA technology. Zieler, his face a mask of indifference, maintained his innocence, but the evidence against him was overwhelming. The jury deliberated for days, their decision carrying the weight of years of anguish and uncertainty. Finally, the verdict: guilty. A collective gasp filled the courtroom, followed by sobs of relief and cries of justice. For the families of Robin and Lisa, it was a moment of bittersweet triumph. Their long fight for justice had come to an end, but the pain of their loss would forever remain. Section 8. The trial and conviction of Joseph Zieler. The judge, his face a mask of solemnity, sentenced Joseph Zieler to life in prison without the possibility of parole. As Zieler was led away in handcuffs, a sense of closure washed over the courtroom. The families of Robin and Lisa, their faces etched with years of pain and grief, could finally begin to heal. Justice, though delayed, had been served. The community, haunted for decades by the unsolved murders, could finally breathe a collective sigh of relief. The nightmare was finally over. But the memory of Robin and Lisa, their vibrant lives cut tragically short, would forever remain, a reminder of the preciousness of life and the importance of fighting for justice. Their story, a testament to the enduring power of hope and the unwavering love of a mother, would continue to inspire others to never give up on seeking truth and accountability. Section 9. Finding peace in closure. In the aftermath of the trial, a sense of peace settled over the community. The cloud of uncertainty that had hung over them for decades had finally lifted. The families of Robin and Lisa, though forever scarred by their loss, found solace in knowing that their loved one's killer was behind bars. They could finally begin to grieve openly, to honor their memories without the weight of the unsolved case hanging over them. Jan Cornell, her strength and determination an inspiration to all who knew her, continued to advocate for victims' rights, ensuring that their voices were heard and their stories remembered. She became a beacon of hope for other families grappling with the unimaginable pain of losing a loved one to violence. Her unwavering spirit a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. Section 10. The enduring legacy of Robin and Lisa. The case of Robin Cornell and Lisa's story serves as a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the shadows, but it also highlights the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of never giving up hope. The advancements in forensic technology that ultimately led to Joseph Zieler's capture offer a glimmer of hope for other cold cases, a promise that even after decades, justice can be served. The memory of Robin and Lisa lives on, not only in the hearts of those who loved them, but also in the countless lives touched by their story. Their legacy is a testament to the power of perseverance, the importance of fighting for what is right, and the unwavering belief that even in the darkest of times, hope can emerge from the shadows.